Rheneas. Rheneas arrived after Scootaloo in 1866, but was always the more mature and reliable engine of the two. He was never as excitable or bouncy as Scootaloo and worked without hurry or fuss. However, even he had his moments, and the two engines had a falling out early on during the time working together. But they soon settled their differences when Rheneas rescued Scootaloo after he ran into a mudslide. They have been the firm friends ever since. But despite his reliability, Rheneas was often the overlooked engine of the two. As Scootaloo had a cab early on, the men would choose to work with him more often. When Scootaloo became worn out by the 1940s, Rheneas took over the lion's share of the work and became the railway's sole working engine. It was a great responsibility, as he knew if he failed, the railway would ultimately close. Throughout his time, he performed great feats to keep the railway running. On one very notable occasion, he ran a train on one cylinder, bringing his train and passengers home safely. Rheneas was sent off for a very long repair in 1952, when Sir Handel and Peter Sam arrived on the railway, returning in 1961. Since then, he's served with great pride on the railway and worked very hard to please the thin controller. But like many engines, his efforts don't always go according to plan. When he took the children on a day out in the hills, he couldn't think of a way to make their day special enough. But when he puffed onto a bumpy line that was under repair, he soon found himself shooting down the track like a roller coaster, which gave the children a trip to remember. Once he tried to take Scootaloo's coal trucks on the end of his slate train to give him a rest, but found both trains were both too heavy to manage together. He left the coal cars in a siding and caused a lot of confusion when they disappeared. When he later found out that Peter Sam had moved them, he told Scootaloo and the thin controller it had been a surprise. The thin controller was pleased with Rheneas and agreed to let him take the trucks. Like Scootaloo, Rheneas is a constant source of guidance to younger engines. When Peter Sam was left in charge of the railway for the day whilst the thin controller was busy, Rheneas tried to keep him informed of problems, which Peter Sam brushed off foolishly before he himself ran into problems. Rheneas kindly agreed to fetch Victor on Peter Sam's orders in order to set things right.